So, my name is Michelle Kunselman, and I am a naturopathic doctor in Western Pennsylvania. My parents died of cancer really young. My dad was 62, my mom died at 47. And so, when you are come face to face with that kind of loss and the recognition that life is short or can be short, um, really wanting to live a life, not that my life is going to be short, but when you're aware of really it's always too soon. But in my case, it was very soon. And so wanting to live that full life with my kids while also offering the world what God has really gifted me in and called me to. I just wanted to hone in because you can be good at a lot of things, but you can't be everything to everyone. And so when my friend Rhonda told me about Connie's program, I thought, I think this is what I need to start really just shaving away the things that are actually holding me back. I read Connie's whole book in like a day, her book Arise, and just so I could understand where she was coming from and her heart. And it was so helpful to have that discovery call with her, where I could, she asked me questions and I asked her questions. And I love that she saw it as like a partnership, not as like, um, oh, let me tell you how to do things, but let's walk together and make sure that there was like a synergy between the two of us before we just like stepped into a, pretty intensive program together. And that was really helpful for me in making the decision to step in. And God just kind of directed this way. So I just listened and obeyed. And I find that when you do that, he shows you things that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. So a lot of people have the mindset like this is going to fix all my problems, or this is going to like just, if I follow these rules, this will be my outcome because we're a very, that's just the way we expect life to go because we were trained that way. But that's really not how God often works in the way he leads and guides us. And so really trading, and God had already put these pieces in place, but walking with Connie, trading like this, like do this happens, and really spending a lot of time in what have you created, who have you created me to be, and what does that mean showing up in the world, has really freed me from feeling like I have to say yes to things that don't. Um, really hone in on who God has created me to be. And on top of that, like I'm letting go of other people's expectations of that, because I may be really gifted even in an area that at this season in my life is not the best thing for me to be doing. And when you find like your identity in those things, really shedding the false identity that we start to pick up as we are trying to figure out how to show up in the world, um, has been really helpful for me working with Connie, and just her heavy emphasis on that. At first, I think it sounds like it feels like, jumping off a cliff in a sense because you're kind of letting go of the known for the unknown. But just her confidence because she's walked it too of, saying, you know what, when we step out in faith, that God is always good and always wants good things for us. We can be confident that though we may be feeling like we're stepping off a cliff, we're really stepping into a place of health, that allows us to do we want to do in a place that comes from a place of ease. A lot of us are still holding on to the dead things and we don't know how to let them go. And that's really what that jumping off a cliff go is saying, I'm going to say goodbye to these things that are no longer bringing life and health to me and the people I love the most, and I'm going to walk and I'm going to jump into what will bring life to the people I love and to me. So it's, it feels difficult at the beginning and, lots of uncertainty. And one of the things I love about Connie is she's there for that. She's not oh, you shouldn't be uncertain, just trust me. She's like, let's walk this out. Let's look at the root of your uncertainty. Let's understand where this is coming from and seek the Lord on it. We don't have to just ignore it or push it down or shove it away because I'm the expert. There's so much excitement for what I am bringing into the world right now. And so that's exciting. And the opportunities are coming. I've had several podcast invitations and, all of these things that are coming into the works. I would say, probably the most unique thing is how she sees everyone individually in the process. There's no like one size fits all approach to, even though and this is difficult. She may have 6 or 10 people in a group, um, but you still see that she sees you individually. She's not trying to say, okay, this is your process and this is your plan and this is your system. She's looking at that whole as a person. And though we may learn from each other, she recognizes how that's going to be walked out is going to look different for everyone. Um, and so you don't feel like you're like, follow this plan, you know, step by step, which I think is most business coaching is like, here is my plan that I've developed that if I'm promising you that if you follow this, then you will have this outcome. Um, she's, she doesn't have like this plan that's like, you do this way, even if your personality or your equipping might, she respects that. She actually welcomes how different people will walk out the program that she has. It's not that she doesn't have a program, she clearly does, but she understands that that's going to look different for every person. And that was very helpful for me. If you're considering working with Connie, I would just not let fear play any role in your decision, um, and really sit back and ask the Lord, ask Jesus, like, what is it that you want from me? Because I do believe that what Connie wants to offer does come from the heart of Jesus. And so as you're approaching this, maybe it's not the right time and you don't have to force that, but as you sit in this with Jesus and ask him, for me, it was just this like sense of peace that it was the right time and I could step forward. And so don't let fear or discomfort in all of the unknown stop you from, making this peaceful decision toward healing. And I often tell people that there's a big difference between peace and comfort. You may be incredibly uncomfortable as you make this step, but discomfort shows the moving and shifting and changing, whereas true peace, it can still be there even when things are moving and shifting and changing. So, ask God for the discernment to know the difference and then walk in confidence, knowing that He is for you and not against you. And so is Connie. So her heart is very much like the heart of Jesus in that she's for you, she's not against you. So you can step forward in peace as God leads you.